Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for June 30th. We are looking at the US Japanese yen pair. This pair closed lower during today's market action, did move down to previous area support before pulling higher to close. We are looking for this pair to overall be moving to the downside, potentially breaking through to, the bias is to the upside, but we have a possibility of it breaking lower. Look for it to potentially go as high as 81.23, possibly as low as 79.87. Look for some resistance around 80.85, and look for some support around 80.25. Now the Euro USD pair, this pair moved to the upside. We've had 4 bars, basically all 4 sessions of this week have closed up. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 146.10, possibly as low as 143.53. Look for some resistance around 145.37, and look for some support around 143.50. Okay, now the pound US dollar pair. This pair closed lower today, did have a very large range for closing with a body that is so small. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 161.83, possibly as low as 159.05. Look for some resistance around 161.15, and look for some support around 159.67. Now the US Swiss, this pair moved to the upside, did close higher. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 0.8530, possibly as low as 0.8251. Look for some resistance around 0.8462, and look for some support around 0.8350. Now, we don't have any news announcements per se going into this next session. So what I'm looking for, let me zoom out a little bit. If you notice, in the US Japanese yen pair, we have a trend line that has been hit at least 3 times over the past little bit. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we do have the potential for it breaking to the downside. If you look long term, we have some other areas of interest that could play into this. This one gets a little steep, but let's zoom back in now. We have potential for a short basically coming down to this 80.00 mark. I don't think we're going to hit this long-term trend line because this 80.00 mark's been so strong. What I am looking to do though is to short around the 80.28 mark, and then look to come down to this yellow line, grabbing about 25 pips or so, 27, 25, somewhere in there, just grabbing that out of the market if it does move to the downside. Now, just to quickly take a look at some of the other pairs we have here. We have the Euro USD. It is retracing. We did not get a break of the neckline here from this head and shoulders formation that we had. We were expecting it to break to the downside. It did not do that, and now is moving higher. Now the pound US dollar pair, we had several days in a row, 3 days in a row that had very small bodies on them, open and close ranges basically, and sure enough, the next day it did break out of that. So that's definitely something to look for. We've had similar action in the past, as you can see. 3 small bars kind of moving sideways, 3 small bars kind of moving sideways. We had a break that closed up, and then we had a strong surge to the downside. Well, today's surge was not very strong at all. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to see if this one's just going to continue sideways, or rather it's going to move to the downside. Now the US Swiss, this pair surged to the upside. It had very small ranges for these 3 bars, gapped down, and then had 3 more surge to the upside out of today's range. So, or out of the previous 3 sessions range. So it'll be really interesting to see where this one goes from here. Like I said, we had 3 small range days from open to close, 3 more, and it surged to the upside. So we'll have to keep an eye on this pair. Definitely long-term trend is still to the downside. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.